So there's an article that was published yesterday that I want to show you guys specifically about Nano Dimension. And I want to talk about sentiment and how important that is for a stock. But I want to go over some of the price action too and hopefully quell some of your fears, because we've seen this before with Nano Dimension. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm Richard Allan. We talk about stocks on this channel, and we talk about Nano Dimension a lot. And I know there hasn't been much coverage or really anything going on with Nano Dimension, so I haven't talked about it in a couple days. Our buddy John Paul hasn't talked about it in a few days, and maybe you guys are getting withdrawal syndromes for us not talking about Nano Dimension, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but there hasn't been any news. There was an article published yesterday on the Investors Observer website. And I want to show it to you. The headline is, how will the market react to Nano Dimension Ltd ADR stock getting a bearish rating? So it sounds like Investors Observer is downgrading Nano Dimension a little bit. Now, I don't know how much weight this holds in the market, but they specifically go on to talk about volume and things like that with regards to Nano Dimension stock. And I'm going to go over price action with you in a little bit after we talk about this article really quick, but we've seen this time and time again with Nano Dimension. And I want you guys to keep in mind, over the past month, we're still up 70%. Over the past 3 months, we're up over 300% in Nano Dimension. This stock has gone on a wild ride right now. It's due for this sort of pullback, but it's not pulled back much from its highs. It's consolidating. And that's a healthy thing for a stock for the long term. I talked about this last week in one of my videos where I like this price action. And I was wrong that we weren't going to get a $6 Nano Dimension anymore, because we're at about $6.50. But I really like that it's consolidating. It's not falling back into the 5s and the 4s and so on. Let's go over this article. So it says, overall market sentiment has been down on Nano Dimension stock lately. Nano Dimension receives a bearish rating from Investors Observer Stock Sentiment Indicator. So what is stock sentiment? Sentiment uses short-term technical analysis to gauge whether a stock is desired by investors. As a technical indicator, it focuses on recent trends as opposed to the long-term health of the underlying company. So let's focus on this part again. As a technical indicator, it focuses on recent trends as opposed to long-term health of the underlying company. I keep saying this. What has changed with Nano Dimension fundamentally? What has changed? If you're bullish on this stock, meaning you know or think that this stock could go up in the future, what has changed fundamentally other than they have an extra $180 million in cash on hand from the last offering? From a fundamental standpoint, nothing's changed, right? They aren't going into bankruptcy. They didn't lose a bunch of employees. They didn't change CEOs. They don't have a different management team. They didn't come out with any new products. I mean, nothing's really changed from a couple weeks ago when we were super bullish because the price was going way up. So I want you guys to think about that, okay? So this next paragraph, sentiment is how investors or the market feels about a stock. It's a feeling. There are lots of ways to measure sentiment. At the core, sentiment is pretty easy to understand. If a stock is going up, investors might be bullish. Well, if it is going down, sentiment is bearish. So Investors Observer's Sentiment Indicator looks at price trends over the past week. So they're just looking at the past week, but also considers changes in volume. Increasing volume can mean a trend is getting stronger, while decreasing volume can mean a trend is nearing a conclusion. We are seeing decreasing volume this week and last week. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're bearish on the stock. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It can also mean that people aren't selling, that people aren't panicking, that people are holding on to their shares. And yes, they're not buying more. I think if it had dipped down below 6, people would be buying more. I don't think people would be panic selling in this stock, but I could be wrong. So what do you guys think? What do you feel about Nano Dimension right now? What's your sentiment? Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Are you getting more bearish as time goes on and as it doesn't move as fast as you hoped it would? With Nano Dimension specifically, for me, I'm trying to think of this in a very long-term horizon, because this isn't something that happens quickly. You don't change manufacturing overnight. But I think the things that have gone on this year have accelerated the adoption of this technology. And I think, the fact that institutions and companies are upgrading to the new machines is a big indicator that people are still excited about this technology. And I think we have a really long ways to go with Nano Dimension. I think we really, really do. And we still have news out there, right? We don't know what they're doing with all this cash right now. We still are waiting on this mergers and acquisition news, right? So we have to be a little more patient with this stock. If you're swing trading this stock, that's a different story. I'm not swing trading this stock anymore. I'm just not. I think it's time to hang on. That's how I feel anyway. But let's go over price right now, okay? There's like a loud, remember I film in my garage. There's a loud like moped or something really loud that's driven by twice now. I've had to start over twice. I'm like, really, dude? Like, why? It's freezing outside. Why are you driving that thing around? Like, get a car. A quiet car. Okay. So this price action, okay, with Nano Dimension specifically, usually we see, right, gap ups followed by some consolidation and some pullback, gap up followed by some consolidation, gap down, consolidation, pullback, right? Like this is a good thing for the stock long term. It's a really, really good thing. We're creating new lows, higher lows, not lower lows, higher lows. If you guys are familiar with any sort of technical analysis at all, this is not a bad thing for this stock to be acting like it is right now. The moral of this is I like this price action. I personally like that it isn't pulling back a ton. I like that it's consolidating. I like that we're creating new higher lows. I really, really do. And I think we're due for another gap up. I think we really are. Now, if we get another direct offering or something, that could change, right? Like you guys have to be prepared for this kind of thing with Nano Dimension. And I see a lot of people being very frustrated that this is moving so slow right now. But again, we're up almost 70% over the past month and over 300% over the past 3 months. We're up a lot on this stock. And the fact that it hasn't corrected back down to the fours is a really, really good thing. It's a really, really good thing in my mind. It just is. But again, not a financial advisor, really have no idea what I'm talking about, right? A lot of you guys point that out. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just talking, having fun, sharing a laugh, listening to mopeds drive by, whatever. So like I said, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you feel. Are you still bullish on this company like you were? Is your patience waning? Let me know, okay? Guys, I appreciate all of your support lately. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers. What? I said by next week. That's happening way quicker than I thought it might. But thank you. Seriously, it's amazing. I love your support. I appreciate it. I am working on starting a Patreon, and it's gonna be different than what you guys are used to seeing from stock channels, to the point where you guys are gonna be picking what I invest in every week, and we're gonna make a game out of it. It'll be fun. You guys pick some stocks, and I have to try to make some money with those stocks. So we're gonna do that. That was one of your suggestions, and I absolutely love that suggestion. We're gonna have an exclusive Discord. We're gonna do exclusive live streams over there, and I'm not gonna shove it down your throat every day, okay? I promise. I'm not gonna talk about it for 2 minutes during every one of my videos. We'll talk about what we're doing and how much fun we're having, but that's it. So again, thank you guys for your support. Hopefully we'll have the Patreon up and running by the end of the year. And yeah, I hope to see you guys over there when that does happen. As always, if you didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.